Turning the Verge. I'm Crystal Nettles, and here with me today is Angel Correa, star of Frankenstein in Love, now playing at Hungrer Artist Theater in Fullerton. Welcome, Angel.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
So Frankenstein in Love, that's kind of an interesting title. Does it have anything to do with the original Frankenstein story?
Yes, the play was written by Clive Barker, who is mostly known for his horror movies, Hellraiser, Candyman, Lord of Illusions. And I believe this was either his first or second play that he ever wrote. Yes, he adapted the Frankenstein story and made it into his own, and that's what the play's about.
So is it scarier knowing his background, or does it have a lot to do with the original?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it does have, the essentials. Dr. Frankenstein creates his creature, who the creature then ends up wanting to avenge himself and get Frankenstein. But as far as the way that the book that Mary Shelley wrote and the story itself, no. It doesn't really, it's very different. It's very Clive Barker-ish, Barker-esque.
So without giving too much away, since obviously people want to go get the ticket, what is this play about?
Okay, play takes place in, I don't think there really is a time period, but it takes place in an unnamed Banana Republic Latin American country. At that time, there's a coup going on. There's this revolutionary by the name of the people call him El Coco. That's my character, the boogeyman. But his name is Cesar Guerrero. Anyway, so he's revolutionary and he's going after the president. He wants to retake the government. The character itself, they call him the boogeyman because he's badly scarred and he kind of looks a little freakish. And that's where the story starts. I don't want to give too much away, but it deals with that. And then we find out that Frankenstein, the doctor, he was the president's doctor that did a lot of experiments on the people. And we find out that the Dr. Frankenstein created more other creatures and monsters, and they all kind of come out in the play, and crazy stuff happens.
So El Coco, your character, a lot of scarring. How long does it take you in makeup to get ready?
We have to be there an hour and a half before show starts, and it takes me definitely an hour for the makeup. My character goes through different transitions, so there's different makeups. The first one, it definitely takes almost 45 minutes just for my face. Well, that's all it is at first, my face. Yeah.
It's the most important part, right?
Oh my gosh.
So before you got this role, what were you doing?
I've been doing a lot of community theater around the Orange County area. I've done some work at the Hungrer Artist Theater before. I've done work at the now defunct Root Gorilla Theater. I've done work at this Insurgo Theater that now moved and is in Vegas. I did a lot of theater at Orange Coast College. So I've been going here and about trying to just act.
So what got you interested in this play?
In this play, the director, Andrew Vonderschmidt, he told me about it. And I got the play, I read it over this past summer. And I thought it was crazy and insane. And I thought, how would anybody ever put this up in theater? I mean, there's like decapitated heads on stage. If you go see it, you'll find out.
No.
Yeah, right. And so I thought it was really interesting. And I'd never done anything with a lot of makeup. So I auditioned, I got the role, and that's how I got it.
So what of some of your past roles?
I've done a lot of theater.
What's your favorite?
Okay, I'll tell you this year, this is my third play that I've done. The previous play I did was a play called References to Salvador Dali Make Me Hot, written by Jose Rivera, a very, very famous playwright. He actually is an Oscar-nominated screenplay writer. He did The Motorcycle Diaries. He adapted the book. I did that play at the Museum of Latin American Art in Long Beach. And before that, I did a show at Wood Gorilla Theater, which used to be in Santa Ana. It was called The Baltimore Waltz. So I try to do as many different things as possible.
Awesome. So what got you interested in theater in the first place? Or acting in general?
Eek. Oh. I think when I was a little kid, my mom always used to watch a lot of soap operas in Spanish, Mexican soap operas, telenovelas. So I would always play with all my friends and do that. So I guess maybe just from that. And when I got into high school, drama department, drama theater there.
Little shout out to Mesa.
Yeah, we both
Costa
went.
Mesa High School, go Mustangs.
Same high school. And I guess ever since then, I've just been wanting to do that. That's what I want to do with my life.
And speaking of the future, you're going to be moving to New York soon,
yes,
correct?
in 2011, spring of 2011. Now, if I don't do that, now it's real and doomed. I want to move to New York and pursue the acting there and see where that takes me.
So what would be your dream role?
Ooh. Yeah. I don't know. Every role that I've gotten, I've really liked. And I've done some roles already that I really wanted. This one was something that I read and I thought, I really want to do that. But as of, I don't think I have a specific role that I really want to, maybe later in life, some Shakespeare play, Richard III, maybe, all the villain, Macbeth. I guess Macbeth would be one of the ones that I would really want to do. If Macbeth could be Mexican somehow. I don't know.
Are you drawn to villain characters?
No, not necessarily villain. I think I like characters that are not the stereotypical, the hero, the blonde hair, the really good looking, saving the day and getting the girl. I like things that are a little more interesting, a little more common, or that I can definitely relate to. I like the underdogs. I like the black sheep. I like those kind of characters. But I mean, I'll being an actor, I want to do as much as possible too. So I don't want to just limit myself to one thing.
So now, does that resonate in real life too? The people that you hang out with are kind of the different.
I wouldn't say they're like the freaks. No, but I mean the close friends that I have are definitely. Oh gosh, I guess we are kind of secluded. No, not secluded. No. We're the minorities. I've always been hanging out with people that are not necessarily,
Popular?
Yeah, I guess popular or that are in the in crowd, I don't know. I don't want to. I mean, I don't know. I like to hang out with people that I can relate to. So if that means that you grew up poor and you hated your life up to now, then I guess you're my friend.
Well, on that lovely positive note, have you had the same friends since you were younger, kind of moving through theater, or does it change based on what production you're in?
In theater, you make a lot of friends. Sometimes each production, you'll be best friends with your co-star, and then you might not see them for a while. But but I have stayed with friends that are for years and years and years that are not necessarily theater friends. I guess those are my closest friends, non-theater people.
So do you ever have that desire to kind of move behind the scenes?
I would love to really learn more about like lights and designing and stuff like that. But no, I want to act. I want to be on stage. I want to.
Like you want to be the center of attention.
Yeah, I want to learn. I want to learn as much as possible. I went to Orange Coast College, but I didn't graduate from. I didn't get the opportunity to go to university, and I'm getting old, so I'm probably not going to. So I have to.
Never too old to go to school.
No, you're right. No, you're right. But at the same time, I think for acting, this is just my personal opinion. Either you have it, or you don't. So you can learn as much or whatever, and pay thousands and thousands of dollars, but at the end, it might get you nowhere. So I just want to do I want to be in as many places as possible, because that's how you learn.
Yeah. Well, no, I agree with you, and I think the whole reason you go to school is to learn something so that you can get a job, to get a career, and if you already have that job,
right, and
school's going to hold you back, why?
Right. I mean, and I think with acting, school's great though. I mean, you do learn a lot, and I mean, from college, from community college at OCC, wow, I learned so many things. And I've had a lot of friends that that have gone to the university, the master's degree, blah blah blah, but at the same time, they're almost at the same place where I am. It's not like they're running the Lincoln Center or anything like that. So I think with acting it's a little different. because it's a little more about, your skills and where you got that, but it doesn't matter once you're at an audition, it doesn't matter where you went to. It's can you do it? A producer doesn't like how you look or what you, then you're done with. But I think that the acting skills don't necessarily have to be taught, or you're not necessarily successful in acting if you have all the tools or whatever, or you from the university or school.
Well, it's so dependent on so many little things.
And sometimes, even in theater, like they say, Hollywood, it's all about connections, but it's true. It's all about who you know, and who do they know, and can they get you that meeting or that audition or whatever.
Well, like in this play, knowing the director.
Right. I mean, I auditioned for it, don't get me wrong. I always have to audition for it. I don't think I've ever gotten a role where like, oh yeah, you got it.
I was going to ask you that. I didn't know if you were past the whole auditioning phase where you're getting offered things.
As an actor, you can't. I mean, not like I'm talking like I know everything about acting here. No, but from what I've known, I mean, I'm 28. I've been doing it for a while. You always have to audition. Always. Even if you make it in the big, you always have to be, I think, you always have to be ready. You always have to prepare. Unless, you know somebody that really, got it for you and you're lucky. But otherwise, no, you have to audition. You have to.
Now, have you ever had the desire to teach acting to anyone, or
no.
you don't? No.
No. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Okay, if I don't make it, then I guess it's my plan B. Then I'm going to have to go to school and be a teacher. Not that being a teacher is a bad thing, but no, I want to.
But it's not your dream.
No.
And some people's dreams are to be teachers. So.
Absolutely, and we should have them. Yeah, maybe later on in life, if I make it, and if I have the skills for it, maybe.
So if you weren't an actor, what would you be?
I'd probably be working where I work right now, at an office in Irvine, putting my soul into the computer every day. Oh, it's so much fun.
So this is just like a creative outlet for you?
Yeah, I guess it is, but at the same time, it's what I want to do. So it's kind of like that dream, It's like, hey, it might get tough some days or not, whatever, but this is what I want to do. So I'm going to keep doing this until I die, I guess. No matter where I'm doing it.
So when you move to New York, are you going to get that office job as well to support?
No, I'm saving money. I'm saving money. I want to save as much money as possible so that I can go to the auditions and do all that, the cattle call. Because I could go to New York and work, 80 million hours a week and be doing the same thing that I'm doing here. So I think if you're an actor and you're serious about it, you have to go for it all the way. If there's a chance for you to go all the way, do it. Go all the way. Don't do it. Do it all the way.
Do it all the way.
Yeah, so that's what I want to do.
So for people who want to go see the show, Frankenstein in Love, which is also called...
The Life of Death. The director's there, so yeah, The Life of Death. The Life of Death.
Well, hopefully the director, when he comes on, he can kind of explain that title a little.
And he can talk about the show a little more.
Yeah, so if people want to get tickets, where do they go?
Please visit the Hungrer Artists website, and I believe it's either www.hungerartists.com, and that's artists, plural, altogether, Hungrer Artists. Or I've also gone to www.hungerartist.net, and both of them work. And you'll find information on tickets, dates of the shows. This is kind of like a Halloween show, so for Halloween 2009, perfect opportunity for you to take your friends and go and watch this really cool, scary, different show, play, theater.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Angel, for being here. We will be right back with a few behind-the-scenes guys from Frankenstein in Love, so stick around. Turning the Verge. I'm Crystal Nettles, and here with me are some behind-the-scenes guys at Frankenstein in Love. And since I'm horrible with names and would totally butcher it if I tried to memorize it, I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves.
I'm Andrew Vonderschmidt. I'm the director of the play, Frankenstein in Love, or The Life of Death.
My name is Anthony Gallerin, and I'm the managing director of the Hungrer Theater Company.
Awesome. Well, Andrew, why the different titles?
Well, I think that one of the interesting things about the play is that Clive Barker tries to tackle a lot of themes. It's not just about love or about life or about death. It's about all of them and so many more things. So in that, I think that extending on the title and just kind of explaining that there's more to this play, I think that's kind of one of the things that I loved about it, is you can kind of almost pick your theme, you know, to absorb and get into. So it's a hint.
Mm-hmm. So when this play first, before it was decided on that it was going to be in the theater, who makes the decision? Did you go to the theater? Does the theater go to you?
Actually, this was quite a long time ago. I put in a proposal for the play at the theater because I'd always wanted to direct it, and it's one of the only theaters where I would get away with directing a piece like this. So I proposed it to them, and I luckily got the slot for the 2009 Halloween slot.
Woo. So how do you guys know each other? Did you know?
We've actually met just by working at the theater together. He's actually set designed a show I've directed, and set designed a couple shows I've acted in, and
The Shape of Things.
It was a good show this year.
So you guys do a whole lot of different things. You're not just pigeonholed into directing or managing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what are some of the other things that you guys have done?
Actually, I started out as an actor at the theater and segued that into directing at the theater, and that segued into being the managing director of the theater because they needed a guy and I had the skills. And I was available and willing.
Awesome. And what about you?
I love theater, all aspects of it. I design, I direct, I act, I write. I wish I could write more, but I'm too busy doing the other stuff. I was lucky enough to leave the service industry, which is where everybody in theater, you know, spends their time, and actually get a job in a theater. And I'm being paid now to work in theater, and that's really nice. It's a Long Beach Playhouse, and it's very exciting. So I get to do theater for a living now.
Awesome. And what about you? Is this your full-time career?
No.
I feel so bad saying you.
Yeah. No, if I could get paid for it, it would be wonderful. But again, this is a level of theater where we can't afford to pay our managers and things like that. It's the income from the shows and donations from people is how we survive and stay open. So everybody who works at our theater needs to have a 9 to 5 or some sort of supplemental income. So I work at a college doing financial aid.
So everybody kind of comes from a different background, lots of different skills. So, gosh, I forgot. Andrew?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yep.
Awesome. Woo! Okay, so what got you interested in this play? When Andrew came in and kind of explained the premise, what made you say yes?
This show was kind of a no-brainer. The way our process works is every summer we'll open up to our company and outside people and say, we are accepting submissions for our upcoming season. So we'll get 30 to 40 submissions from different directors saying, you know, I want to do this show, I want to do this show. Andrew pitched Frankenstein in Love, and it was really, like I said, a no-brainer. It's our theater was founded doing a style of theater called Grand Guignol, which is basically dramatic, gory theater that was back in the 1800s in France. And we got our start doing that, and we did that for 10 years, and that's what our theater was known for. This show was written in that style. And between that and the name of Clive Barker behind it and Frankenstein in Love, which is just an intriguing enough title to draw an audience in, we thought the show made perfect sense for our theater, and that's why we wanted to go forward with it.
So the show is kind of gory. Is it also really scary?
Yeah, absolutely. And you probably didn't notice while talking with Angel, but if you come see the show, you will see something that you've never seen before. He is menacing. He is also very sympathetic. You'll care about him, but you'll also be afraid of him. And there's several other characters in the play that are like that. It has its moments of levity. There's some humor in there. But for the most part, it's dealing with some pretty serious stuff. and there's some pretty scary, macabre kind of things happening, which is one of the reasons why I loved it so much.
So if you love horror movies, things like that, you'll like the play, but if you're kind of freak out over little things, might not be your...
Well, it's definitely a thing where it's not going to be for everyone, but it'll certainly affect everyone who sees it. It's something that'll whether or not you like it, you're going to be talking about it later. And as a wise man, I love to be able to quote this man. Said to me one time, "If it pleases everyone, maybe it's not art." So I took that feeling with it, and we, with that idea that we're not going to please everyone, we did what we wanted with this show, and we're really proud.
So if somebody's kind of on the fence between seeing Frankenstein in Love and going to a movie, some sort of horror movie, why should they come see your show?
The live experience. It's simply as put. I mean, what you see on whatever night you go to see this play will be something that will never happen again. Even though they will be performing it the next night, it won't be the same play. The experience of having this in front of you as opposed to safely on a screen, you know, the distance, it's a big difference, and I think it really works for this play.
So switching gears a tiny bit, going back into the childhood of Anthony and Andrew, what got you interested in theater?
Actually, you know, I did my first grade play, and I loved it then. And you know, as a child growing up, you know, you do your children's theater and that. And yeah, I just kept doing it. I loved it. There's something about being on stage or being around a stage. Just, you know, as I'm sure you'll hear most people who do theater say, there's nothing like it. It's an experience you can't recreate. And yeah, I mean, to me, it didn't make sense to do anything else.
Well, I know when I go see a show, it just makes me want to go do one and be in one because you just get so excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be on stage. So what was your first play in first grade?
It was called The Wackadoo Zoo.
And your character was?
I was the evil professor that made all the animals make the wrong sounds.
Wow, that's a pretty big role for a first grader.
It was.
I think he's been typecast ever since.
Ever since. It's all evil professors. That's all I do.
And what about you?
I'm actually, unlike my two cohorts here tonight, I did not do theater in school. I was a misfit more than the drama geeks during school. And I didn't discover theater until well into my 20s. And I found something more than just an expression of art. I found a communal place as well. Even if it's not community theater, one of the things I love about theater is that it is a group of people, sometimes unknown to each other on day one, who come together with a single goal in mind, and we achieve it no matter what. There's always an opening night, so we always achieve our goal. It's something magical about that. And as Angel said earlier, sometimes you form lifelong relationships from that experience. And that's one of the things that really, above and beyond the storytelling and the live experience of theater, that kept me involved in theater, was that communal feeling.
Now, I know you're directing, so it's a little bit different than, you know, being on stage, being an actor. But if someone's like you, where they don't get their start till later, what's a good starting point? How do they get started?
You mean how do you get in
yeah,
there?
If somebody's watching, like, wow, I want to direct, or even I want to act, and they haven't had that background growing up. What's their first step?
I mean, there's a lot of different routes. I have cast people who have never been in shows before in their lives, and they just decided to come down to the theater and audition, and we had a role perfect for them, and we cast them, and they then later on went and took classes, or that way too, you know, they could take classes. Orange Coast College, which is where I first met Angel, was a great place. I mean, you know, you go to a community college, you don't think you're going to get a whole lot out of it, but you get a ton out of it. They let you actually put on shows, no matter your experience level. So that's a great way to go too. But I think that really just the advice is to just do it. Go audition for a show. Go to a theater and volunteer. You know, whatever you can to just get involved. And next thing you know, you'll be hooked.
And do you think it helps to kind of have experience in all these different areas, or I guess from your kind of bias, where I'm sure Angel's a little biased as well.
Right. I think it depends on what you want to do with it. You know, obviously from a managerial standpoint, it makes sense to have your hands in a lot of different pots and know a lot of different things, so you can answer a bunch of different questions and run a theater. You know, as an actor, it's important to know at least the fundamentals of lighting and sound, just so you can appreciate that. I don't think it's necessarily essential to the actor's craft, but the more you know in any field, the more well-rounded you're going to be, and I think that's important.
And it's a lovely place to leave our interview on that positive note. The show, how long is it playing? What days are it playing?
Frankenstein in Love runs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings at the Hungrer Artist Theater, www.hungerartist.com. We have a special Thursday performance the weekend of Halloween, and that is a $5 performance, $5 tickets, which I'm sure will be sold out very soon, so get on that website now.
My thanks to Andrew, Anthony, and Angel for joining us here today. Make sure you guys go check out Frankenstein in Love and tune in next time for Turning the Verge as well. Bye.
Thank you.